I've only got your word to say that's the UK. It's to feed our population. Well, I think it's disgusting. What country does that? Not in this world that we live in. Then the money,
It is.
money.
What do you think of people who abuse animals?
They're scumbags. See, the problem is, our laws are so inadequate. So it's no good having laws if no one cares away.
What you saw, that was standard practice. That was free range, organic. Standard practice in the UK. So that's the best of the best.
I've only got your word to say that's the UK.
If you look at DEFRA, which is the standards of farming, they are the standards, like male chicks going into the blender, egg-laying hens all go to be slaughtered, male calves in the dairy industry are killed because they're a waste product.
What country does that?
UK.
No,
Australia, UK, loads of countries, that's standard practice.
I mean, we're supposed to have laws in our country for all this started coming from abroad. All these sorts of things, like
You think so?
They kill them abroad, like Supposed to have laws in our country. No one bothers about it because you ain't got enough people to go around and check them all out. We're such a backward country. We are really a backward nation. A backward country. These are the ones that are going to suffer for all this.
The animals in there are suffering, right? You know what you saw the male chicks going in the blender? Would you believe the RSPCA approved that? The RSPCA.
Well, I don't believe that. We don't know exactly what goes on. Look, in the hospital, we don't know what goes on because we got to be there for a month to see what goes on in these places.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think there is a good way to do that?
Well, that's the old-fashioned way, isn't it?
That's what happens today.
That's the old-fashioned way, like the Anglo-Saxon, they used to do that.
I know what you mean because before I saw this, I was like, this can't happen. This doesn't happen, surely.
No. Anything can happen in this country. Anything can happen in this country. Regardless, because there's such a big demand for those sort of things. So the chicken farmer, he said, if we done it like we're supposed to do it,
how would that look like?
Well, it wouldn't have enough chickens to go around. That we run out.
What would be a good way to do that?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a farmer.
No.
I'm not a farmer. Okay, I'm not in that position. Like,
do you think there is a good way to kill somebody who doesn't want to die?
Well, I mean, that goes back to really, the 1939-45 war when the Germans were
what you saw
fighting
on
the
the
Jews.
screen, that happens every single day here. Do you think there's a good way to kill somebody who does not want to die?
Well, did they have a choice?
Do you know why that happens?
Well, to feed our population.
Do you think we have to eat animals to survive?
In the old days we did, but now we don't.
No, we don't.
We don't need. I don't eat meat at all, hardly at all.
Okay, the reason this happens is because people pay with their money for that, because they want animal products like meat, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool. But you said you have a choice now. So if we stop paying for it, the demand for animal products will slow down. They'll stop breeding these animals into existence to do that. So the only way this will stop is if we stop paying for things like meat, eggs, dairy, fish, leather, wool.
Well, I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, during the war, our main diet was meat.
Yeah.
But we never knew where it came from.
And even now, when I used to eat animals, I didn't know the truth. But you've now just seen the truth of what happens to animals?
Well, that's just a one-off.
No, that's not one-off.
Are they able to say?
Yeah.
Are they able to say?
That's the standard way that they do that. But even if you thought there was a better way to do it, do you think there's a good way to kill someone who doesn't want to die?
Well, they had the same trouble with the dogs, didn't they? I mean, I know a mate who used to live in London near the dog track, north the dog track.
Oh yeah. So that's exploiting animals.
And if the dog was knackered and he couldn't earn the money, they destroy him.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's disgusting. It's all down to money. It's all down to money.
It is.
Money.
Do you think what happens in there is down to money too?
Well, yeah, of course it's all down to money.
So how can we?
If it's the bloke who owns it. He's owning it.
Exactly.
I mean, he's grabbing all the money. He don't care. Look at a lot of factories. I work in the car factory. They don't care.
Can I ask you, are you against animal abuse?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think of people who abuse animals?
Well, they're scumbags, aren't they,
Yeah.
really?
Do you think then, knowing that you have a choice whether you can or not pay for this, do you think you can be against animal abuse if you pay for things like meat, eggs, dairy, fish and leather and wool?
I don't get you.
Do you think you can be against animal abuse if you're currently paying with your money for this industry, like eggs, meat, dairy.
Well, you think it's not going on all the time, though, really, is it? Not in everyone. The chickens are not, the chickens are
But even if
pigs and cows and
this happens all the time. 80 billion animals are killed like this every single year.
do you think that in America, it's such a vast place, they're doing it differently?
Very similar standards.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to take your word for it.
Yeah. But do you think you can be against something if you're paying for it?
Well, I'm against it.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you probably didn't know. You didn't know what happened before
Well, no,
today,
you don't.
right?
I mean, we thought that they go to what they call that abattoir, what they call it?
Abattoir?
Abattoir.
Yeah.
And they're destroyed humanely.
Do you know what they
Well,
call
one year
humane?
they put it on the television, but they only put it on what you want to see.
Exactly. Do you know how they kill pigs in this country?
I think they electrocute them or something, don't they?
A small amount, but the majority go into a gas chamber.
Well, it's like they got in there.
Yeah, did you see? Yeah, the gas chamber.
Yeah.
They call that humane.
Yeah.
They call that the most humane way of killing pigs. Do you think that's humane?
Well, I don't think that's humane. It's like I said to you before. It's like the Jewish population was destroyed by the Nazis
Exactly.
in the Second World War.
Yeah, and that's not right? But and this is happening to pigs.
The animals and humans are different sort of a thing. Like, 25, 30 years, meat be hardly at all on the market. So,
More and more people are learning about what truly happens.
we used to
and
live
they're
on,
stopping, right?
We used to live on rabbits when we was in the country because they're all lean fat.
Today now, because you didn't know this before, today you are now accountable for your actions, right?
Yeah.
So you now know if you go into a supermarket and pay for anything like meat, eggs, dairy, fish, you now know by doing that you're paying for this.
Yeah.
But you now have a choice. You're in a very powerful position right now where you can not pay for that and just live vegan.
Would you do that? You don't buy eggs?
No. So I used to, but when I saw this and when I seen what happens to animals, I stopped because male chicks going into the blender and eggs and hens being killed, it's not worth an egg.
Well, I was in the armed forces for a few years and we lived on eggs.
Yeah.
We lived on eggs. We had eggs every day for breakfast.
Yeah. Because that was like the norm. But even the armed forces now have vegan options.
Yeah.
So people are changing because the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
And the truth is coming out because of social media is outdoing the news now.
Yeah.
Social media is so much more powerful.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back to you as a person today. What will stop you now from not paying for that and living a vegan lifestyle?
Like I say, I don't buy eggs now because they got too dear now, haven't they? Then I don't buy meat now. I don't eat meat hardly at all.
You don't eat meat?
I eat a bit of pork because I'm not allowed to. I got allergic for beef because it's a red meat. It's a red meat.
What about when you look at the animals? Say if eggs were really cheap, pig meat was cheap, would you still buy that now, knowing that you've seen what happens to the animals?
Yeah, I'd buy that now.
You would buy it, even though you're against what you saw?
Yeah.
Do you realise then you're a little bit of a walking contradiction?
Well, I mean, politicians are all contradicting. They all contradict each other, don't they?
Why will you continue paying for pig flesh, now that you know that pigs are in a gas chamber? What's your justification?
Yeah, but I'm not going to go in the next supermarket. If I go in the next supermarket, it's going to be the same sort of thing, isn't it?
Well, you know there's vegan options now.
Well, there is, but I don't know if they do or not.
They got vegan sausages, so you can have the same taste.
Yeah.
It's vegan. You can just choose the vegan option and there's no victim involved.
Yeah.
But what do you think of that?
Well, I don't eat bangers at all.
So who do you eat?
There's too much fat and salt and mucky stuff in there.
But this is all about the animals and looking at it from their perspective.
Yeah.
It's not about us. Yeah. It's about them thinking, right, if there was a pig here and you were thought, would you eat bacon, sausages?
No, I don't eat bacon because there's too much fat.
What flesh do you eat from a pig?
The only time I eat it is I've got to grill it. We've got to grill it.
Okay, so say if there was a pig here.
Fat's running in the bottom.
Say if there was a pig here and you wanted that, would you go, sorry, I'm going to pay for you now to go into a gas chamber because I want to eat your flesh?
Yeah.
Or would you go, no, I'm going to not harm the pig and I'm going to choose a vegan option instead?
Oh, I wouldn't know that until I come to it. I don't know much about this vegan stuff. I don't know much.
Do you know what a vegan is?
No.
Okay, so a vegan is somebody who is against animal exploitation. We don't wear animals, we don't use animals, and we don't eat animals. So like my makeup is all vegan, my shoes are vegan, what I eat is all vegan, because we're against the exploitation and we think animals should have rights. They shouldn't be put in these positions. What do you think about that?
Well, even half the time, we haven't got no rights, really, have we?
We've got a right to our own life, though, right?
To a certain extent.
Do you think the vegan lifestyle is a nice lifestyle to live?
Well, it probably is. I don't know. I've
Yeah.
never been into that.
But not harming animals. Do you think that's nice?
It's I don't know how you look at it.
Okay, so
if you're for or you're against it.
yeah, so you're against animal abuse, right? I'm against animal abuse. I don't pay for animal abuse anymore. Once I saw this, you currently pay for it, but you can stop.
I mean, I do it now and again. I do it now and again.
So it'd be very easy
I
then.
don't eat it all the time.
So it would be very easy for you to just move your hand in the supermarket and buy the vegan one instead, right?
Well, I suppose I could, yeah.
Yeah.
If I knew what's going on. It's never explained properly.
Yeah, and I'll give you something that will help you with that, with the health things, to
Yeah.
help you transition.
Well, I mean, I went to the doctor and he told me because I was overweight, a hell of a lot of overweight, and that's what he took me off all this rubbish stuff that's in the supermarket. I don't drink pasteurized milk. I drink fat-free milk.
From a cow?
Yeah, because
Did you see the dairy industry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What did you think about what happens in the dairy industry?
It's not our place to really do. I mean, you got laws and the people going around. You're supposed to have people going around. It's controlled by the state, by the government, like housing.
Again,
Housing.
in the dairy industry, you can't have dairy without forcibly impregnating the mother
yeah.
and taking her babies away.
Yeah.
Because if the babies had the milk, then the humans couldn't make profit from them. But there's a solution for you. You just move your hand and get soy milk or oat milk.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something you would do? So you avoid paying for any of these industries you saw on here?
No, I'll have to give it a lot of thought, you know. But
Just remember.
you've been at it so many years. How many years?
Yeah, all my life I had it too.
I mean, only just starting today, like you've been in here. See?
This is your initial like, whoa, didn't even know what vegan was.
We came for the wars. I mean, I was born when the war was on.
Yeah.
And we had anything we could get hold of.
That you had to, yeah.
We had to get. If we didn't. I would never survive. Half this population would never survive if it wasn't the black market.
And in a survival situation, like you could justify doing things because you need to survive.
Yeah.
In today, like Southampton, you can just move your hand in a supermarket and not pay for this. You seem like a really compassionate person. I can see you're angry about what you've seen.
Well, it's
And so am I.
It's not on. It's really. I mean, you.
It's not on,
I mean,
yeah.
you expect that in a country like there was a bloke here once doing exactly the same. He said, in the third world, you see these places, things like that. The way they treat these donkeys.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, you
me,
have
I'll whip those bastards. Really, they do.
Exactly. You have a very compassionate heart.
Yeah.
You're very kind.
Yeah.
And you're very similar to how I think as well. I think exactly the same. But just remember, if you don't live a vegan lifestyle, you're the person who is doing this to the animals.
When you're talking about that, you've got to live it through the rest of your life. I mean, I ain't got many more years to go before I'm gone.
You might have loads.
Well, no. I've only got at least, what, matter of 10, 15 years? See, I'm 86 now.
I might die tomorrow. I don't know.
I mean, really, I want to put in deep freeze, but I'm going to go to another country for that. I want to be, and then I want to come out another 40 years from now.
Yeah.
And see what happens to this great, well, not in here, not in this shithole that we live in. Well, it's not here already, isn't it? I mean, my mother was alive. She ripped me off, something cruel, what they went through in the Civil War. But other countries, we're supposed to be in the 21st century, but we're not, are we?
You think things like this would be gone, right? You think this is barbaric. This is like awful. You think that would be like...
It is really speaking, really.
yeah.
It's barbaric.
Yeah.
You know. At old Saxon days, when the Saxons were there in the 10th century, they would do things like that.
It's barbaric, isn't it?
It is barbaric.
You know what? You don't have to be part of that anymore. You can live a vegan lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some support. Take this.
I mean, like I say, I don't...
Go onto this website.
I don't hardly even meat at all.
So it'll be a very easy switch
mean,
then. Your meal tonight, you can just have jacket potato and beans. That can be a
Well, I
start.
like jack of potato and beans.
And then next time you go to Tesco's, find the plant-based section, ask somebody for help. There's sausages, there's bacon.
Some of these people, they don't
There's
really understand it. They're only there for the job.
In Tesco's, they'll show you the plant-based section. There's a whole big section.
Yeah.
Get vegan ice cream, vegan pizzas. You can get all the same things you had before.
Okay.
Vegan
Because it
beef you can
upsets me.
have, vegan mince you can have because it's made from plants.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So actually you'll probably have more foods than ever before.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Ralph.
Ralph, nice to meet you. I'm Melissa. Thank you so much for stopping. Here is your prize from today.
I didn't get a prize after all that.
Yeah, of course you do.
I mean,
Just remember, every day you're not vegan, you're going to be paying for something that you are really against. Right, it was really lovely to meet you. Nice to speak to you. And yeah, you can do it. Andrew, see you later.